Hey everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom reviews. You can see by the title below, this is on episode 4 of Mob Psycho 100. And this is another hilarious episode, I gotta admit. You got, like, seriously, when you saw the Body Improvement Club in the last episode, you're like, these guys are in middle school? No freaking way, right? They are huge. And when you see the action scene at the end, they're just like, whoosh, whoosh, just whacking all of them. Like, these guys, like, are, what the hell, man? Those guys are not in middle school. There's no way in hell they are in middle school and just kicking all these guys' asses like that. Like, they're nothing. Like, one-handed grabbing them and throwing them across the field kind of thing. Like, what the hell? But overall, this episode, like, it's pretty crazy on how this anime could be so, you know, comedic in a lot of the parts, and then one moment you have this crazy serious kind of thing, like the music going on, just the action and the just the whole weather in the back as well. The atmosphere of everything just completely changes. Like, for example, the last episode was mostly comedy, and then at the end, you know, Mob versus who we find out the ghost at the beginning is Dimple, have that huge battle, and it was like pretty dang awesome. And then it's just like this one, most of the episode is comedic kind of stuff going on, some info too as well on different views of different people, and then of course the action part of, like, the fighting at the very end was pretty dang crazy. Like, it's a storm arising, the music in the background's like intense, and then you have like it's like five muscular guys against like a whole, like, you could say an army of these other guys, this gang, and they're just whacking them all over the place, man. Just like bam, bam, bitch slapping them all over the place. Like, whoa, okay. But yeah, this episode is interesting. First off, we find out the ghost is the ghost that, you know, the spirit that we saw in the last one. His name, they call him Dimple. His name is Dimple, and pretty much he's trying to become God. Yeah, that's his ambition, that's his goal. And he's planning on using Mob. So that's another thing. Mob is actually being used by like multiple people, by him, by his master Sagan, and it's interesting to see that kind of dynamic. It was pretty funny to see Sagan, like how, oh, these people want, you know, their picture is haunted or something. It's like a ghost outline kind of thing, and he uses Photoshop to take it out. Almost takes that guy's eyebrow out too. But like, what the hell, man? Are you that stupid that you'd like, please, this picture is haunted, help me? And then he's like, okay, go, I'll exercise it and everything, and he just Photoshops it, and they'll probably end up thinking like, thank you, and I'm just over here like, you're an idiot. Like, really? You actually believe that picture is haunted like that, and he could take it out or something? I don't even know what the hell is up with that. But pretty much most of this episode was like, we had different views, obviously, in this episode. First view being Mob, being him in his, you know, life, trying to get through school as normal and everything. And it's interesting to see his point of view on how he views his brother. On pretty much his brother is good at everything besides, of course, having psychic powers. And it's interesting to see how he views his brother as like perfect for all those reasons, and then his brother actually wants to be like, you know, like Mob. He has seen Mob as the standard of life for like the longest time. He sees him as, that's what he wants to do when he, you know, as he gets older. He thought maybe he could have powers as well. And it's pretty interesting to have that dynamic where one brother wants what the other brother has, while the other brother wants what the other brother has. Like, one has like all of this stuff, while the other one only has psychic abilities. He doesn't really have any of the other things that you have that pretty much normal society love. But to him, the standard of life is what, you know, we have, what Mob has, psychic powers. So that's what he wants. So it's interesting to see that kind of dynamic go along. We also see the point of view of, you know, Dimple in this episode, seeing how Mob's life goes, and how, like, Mob with his psychic powers, he could do anything, literally anything, even though Mob says he doesn't want to, obviously, because he feels it doesn't help with anything, and obviously he shouldn't be using it against other people as well. That's why when he gets kidnapped, normally with his kind of powers, he could just blast everyone aside and walk out, but he doesn't see it like that. So it's interesting to see how Dimple like looks at him all the time, like, why are you doing this? Do this, do that, do that. It adds a different kind of layer to everything in this episode as well. And then another thing, the Body Improvement Club. I gotta admit, I didn't expect, like, you know, someone like Mob to be in their club, and then all of a sudden for them to feel such camaraderie for him. Like, when they find out that he was taken, they rush on ahead to go save him. Like, That's some friendship right there, man. You know, like, hey, yo, oh, you good? You're good? You're okay then? Okay, let's go back and train now. Like, train together forever. That's pretty much what it is for the Body Improvement Club. But yeah, the battle scene, like I said, the action scene at the end was pretty damn badass to see them all flying around, all blasting them around. Even the fight at the beginning didn't really show much, but you knew that this Teru guy was a badass. And I like his attitude too. He seems like he thinks he's like better than everyone. All these underlings, he's stronger. And then of course you find out, of course, and you see before Mob even says it, that he's using psychic powers. And of course Mob, thinking that you shouldn't be doing that against real people, obviously is going to be in his way. And I cannot wait to see next week's episode. Like, seriously, we've seen Mob take out a bunch of spirits all the time, and it's pretty badass and pretty cool. But to see two psychic people with psychic powers actually clash, obviously Seiken doesn't really have psychic powers, actually clash, it'll be pretty interesting. Like, I want to see how strong is this Teru guy and how strong Mob really is, because we haven't really seen a standard of him against another psychic user. So it'll be pretty cool to see how that action scene in the next episode ends up unfolding, because he's going to fight him, obviously probably because he feels that, you know, he shouldn't be using his powers like that, and obviously that guy has a reputation kind of to uphold, so he's not going to let anyone just stay standing kind of stuff, you know. So I can't wait to see the battle in the next one. That's what like I said, I love about this anime so far. Like, it's a slice of life. Normally you see that as like, oh, just going along with the daily routines. There's a lot of comedic kind of factors to it, but this also has some serious factors to it. Last week we, you know, saw that Mob has a problem with, you know, expressing his emotions, and you know, this week we get to see kind of a serious thing where Mob is going to be fighting this other guy for what he believes in, you know, not using your psychic powers against other people, and see another different view from someone else who thinks that you should be able to use it like that. And it's pretty cool to see how this fight will end up being. Like I said, we've never seen any psychic users fight each other yet, so it'd be cool to see who is stronger and see what's going to happen. Will Mob, you know, explode again? I'm not too sure. I don't think so. I think he was at like 28% in this episode, maybe a little more. Was it 45 at the end or something like that? I don't know, but I can't wait to see him explode again, because literally the last time was pretty damn badass. And if we see him explode against another psychic user, that would be pretty badass too as well. Like, I'm wondering what's gonna happen. Is this guy gonna end up wanting to follow Mob as well at the end of this? Like, Mob, teach me your ways kind of thing. I could definitely see that end up happening. But yeah, it's really all I gotta say, guys. Overall, another hilarious yet awesome, cool towards the end episode. I wonder if that's gonna be like how it's gonna be from the next episodes going on, or if they're gonna change things up and stuff, you know. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like, and if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. It really does help the channel. And yeah, till next time, guys. See ya.